Stella Jorovich in Sydney. Stella, what more do we know about these latest cases at St Patrick's Marist College?
Well, there are reports, Annalise, this morning that parents have been advised to go and pick up their students, their children from the school in Dundas in Sydney's west after 2 students, Year 10 students, tested positive for COVID-19. If these reports are true, Annalise, it would mean that the state total for number of cases in New South Wales would be at 42, and it would also mean that another school has been exposed to the virus. Last week, Epping Boys High School was shut down on Friday after a 16-year-old boy tested positive to the virus. Education Minister Dan Tehan says this morning that the education system is prepared for more cases.
It's highly likely that there will be other school students or other members of staff at schools who are impacted by the coronavirus, but that's why we're putting the plans in place to be able to deal with it.
Annalise, overnight a further 2 cases were confirmed in New South Wales, and health authorities are trying to contact anyone who may have been in contact with a man in his 70s who presented to Sydney's St Vincent's Hospital on Friday. He was tested for COVID-19 and those test results came back positive, but the source of his infection is still unknown. It's believed he hasn't travelled overseas recently, and also a man in his 40s has also tested positive to the virus, but he has been travelling abroad. Contact tracing is underway for both of these cases, and Dr. Kerry Chant says that the community needs to understand how important the procedure is.
And one of the key messages to the community is that we are going to be doing contact tracing throughout the spread of this virus in the community. And it's pleasing that we are detecting cases from travellers from many countries, and that shows that we have got our detection system right.
There are also concerns for passengers on a flight from Singapore to Sydney, which arrived in Sydney on February 28. Anyone on the flight QF02 seated in rows 31 to 36 has been asked to self-isolate after a previously diagnosed case. A man in his 50s is believed to have travelled infectious on that flight and landed in Sydney. It's really a multifaceted operation to try to contain the spread of this virus. Annalise, health authorities are advising every member of the public to be cautious, to stay home if they're unwell and to come forward for testing. Of course, as you mentioned, 3 people have died nationwide from this virus. It seems that we are going to get an update from New South Wales Health on the situation on the ground here shortly.